Hello, bonjour, Savan. How are we this evening? It is still extraordinarily hot here in Sarnia, and I'm sure in other places. It's so hot. How hot is it, you might ask? It is so hot that our highway, the 402, coming into Sarnia, kind of where I used to live and used to drive all the time into Sarnia, it's all crumbling. They shut down the highway there. They they did this last year and they fixed it supposedly, but obviously not good enough because it's done it again. I've seen some pictures on Facebook and it just literally looks like somebody took a jackhammer or something. It's just all broken up into pieces. Um, yeah, that's how hot it is. So, just gonna come on quickly, I think. I really don't know. I'm just finishing up from last night's channeling because yesterday was Canada Day, July 1st, and I came on just before the fireworks at 10 last night, thinking that I could show you or you could watch. We could watch it together, but you could hear it, but you couldn't see it because apparently I had to go out this side of my place here and look. I actually ended up outside watching it. It was phenomenal. Wow. Yeah, but super loud. Because it was so close. I was very close to it. So I wrapped it up very quickly, the video and the channeling, and I knew there was more to talk about, but I'm coming back on hoping that I can get another connection in regards to the same topic. We were talking about divine masculine and divine feminine. Big division here. We talk about this from time to time. I mean, I could talk about it every day, but there's lots of other things to look at as well. I had mentioned, and you can see the last video from last night if you want. I had briefly touched on some of these YouTube videos that I had been watching from, all over the place, Europe, um, Australia, Scandinavia, like everywhere over there, about the different rape gangs. They how the news, the regular news media outlets are wanting to label these gangs, and everybody's kind of calling them different names according to the different countries they're from, or whatever, and their ideologies. Yeah, it's kind of sort of like that. So I went over that a little bit, and then that kind of went into. So actually, all of our attention is on these rape gangs, the immigrants who have been allowed in or sanctioned, I'm hearing, to come in to the various countries of the West to cause dissension and distress. So that's how I'm hearing it. And they seem to be doing a pretty good job because there's a lot of ruckus about it. They're targeting women, children. Apparently, the men say, and these are younger men who are single, and they come in and they're not, apparently, they're not working. I don't know. I'm just watching this, so I'm just relaying information that I have researched. Okay. And so they're walking around with really nothing to do. And of course, their ideology in regards to women is that women should dress in a certain way, like totally covered up, head to toe, basically, except for your eyes. And of course, Western civilization, yeah, we don't have those beliefs here, and we don't do that. So they have been taught and trained, apparently, that it's okay to rape a woman if she's not covered up from head to toe with only her eyes are showing. And there's no age limit for this. So any age of girl is targeted. There's been murders, um, all kinds of harassment. It's just pretty nasty. Anyway, um, So didn't continue on with that, but the next set of videos that have been just starting to come out that my attention has been drawn by are the videos, like there was one in Italy. I'll use that one that I saw. I don't know, I think it might have been yesterday or the day before. And now the men are starting to, um, you know, I don't know, what's the word, vigilante? There are some men going into groups and they are going to patrol, or they're in the process of patrolling the streets so that their women and children can be safe. So the men are stepping up as protectors. And yeah, you can just see the writings on the wall, right? Like we kind of knew this was going to be the final outcome. I don't know if it's final or not, but that's what I'm hearing to say. So, as we said before numerous times, when you bring two very opposite ideologies together, and we're not even calling them religions, they're ideologies of how to live your life, belief systems, and when they are very opposite and you put them all together in one place, which is what's happened, this has been an instigated event, okay? And I'm sure you're aware of that if you are in the know. Um, so, of course, this is, what's going to happen. You know, and it's apparently starting. So, we're going to have to follow this. And from time to time, I will tune in and check in and see what's going on. But that's what I was shown over the course of a day, basically. And we kind of wrapped up that video last night after discussing this. I gave some other information, just if you want to check that video out. That's just a thumbnail sketch. But bottom line, we were given the information that Mother Nature ain't putting up with it anymore. Mother Nature is divine feminine. She's creative. She's creator. We are her children. Everything on her world, it's her children. It doesn't matter in matter. So earth, sky, wind, trees, bugs, beetles. I'm hearing all these terms. Us, um, the animals, the flocks of geese. I mean, everything is Mother Nature's. She is home to everything that is alive here. She is throwing off the shackles of the past, is how I'm hearing it. And she knows that this time won't last. So as she is in her 3D, 4D, 5D, and up shift, she's not going to allow these old perpetrating thoughts of the lower energy ways of being to continue. It won't last. The past does not last. But she's making sure it's not going to last. So there are many arguments about the past, but bottom line, the past does not last. And we're all working together on releasing and moving through past timelines, parallel timelines, all the intersecting lines of time. Anything that's been traumatic, we're releasing, letting go, we're digging into the subconscious issues of thought. We're releasing all of this and we're letting it go. It's driving some people a little crazy. We understand that. It has to be done. It had to be done. And these are the cycles of the sun. So this is our ascension. We're spiraling back up to our central sun. So the work has to be done. So this has to happen. I mean, it's happening. It's going to keep happening until it's a complete deal, till the whole deal is done here. So the divine feminine is finding her roots again. She's complementing her higher light again. She's not being dismissive of others, but she's regaining her own sense of her own power. It's like her power line is coming online. And she is truth, wisdom, divine. So she's not going to be lassoed onto a lower timeline. Okay. So those who are taking her down or thinking, viewing, wanting, trying to take the divine feminine totally out of commission here and elsewhere, wherever they can get away with it, they're in for I'm hearing it as a sad reality time or check on their emotions, because there are no potions to cover up the divine feminine's emotions. Emotions rule, right? Like, they're very powerful. When you feel something very intensely, you have a great desire, or however you want to phrase that, put it into language, that is the creative energy power. So if you remove that, you're removing your own light. So the men who have wanted to in the past just totally, you know their attitude about divine feminine. So I'm hearing it as they want to disseminate their truth, and it's a brutal truth, and it's not very honest, and it's not going through to their root. Okay, so they actually know better than to do this, because it's kind of, slitting their own throat. You get rid of divine feminine, you get rid of that very gentle, nurturing, loving energy field that nurses you back to health. If you're unhealthy and well, it nurtures you in a mental, emotional, spiritual way as well. If you cut that part out of yourself, because we carry both, right? Your right side is your masculine, your left is your feminine. Doesn't matter whether you're inhabiting a physical male body or a physical female body, okay? That's the way the energy runs, the circuitry runs in the physical body. And if you think you can cut out the divine feminine from you, I mean, it's not going to work. You're going to cut yourself out too, because it takes two to tango, right? So you can't deliberately just cleanse yourself totally of divine feminine energy. I mean, you're killing off your creativity. What do you think keeps you alive? What do you think keeps you creating more and more and more new and wonderful things? Okay. I mean, you're going to end up with a planet of all men. How's that going to last? Actually, I'm hearing that it's been tried in the past and it did not last. So there you go. Good to know. So those countries of men, like where the men are taught and trained to hate, be adulterers, and want to crush the spirit of the feminine, brutally do whatever they want to. She's a slave. She's their property. They own her. They can do whatever they want to her. I mean, those days are done. We heard that last night, right? We just wrapped it up quickly. That time is done. And I'm hearing the angelic beings are on the run. So Mary, the other highlight spiritual beings, the masters, the ones who carry that mastery within them, the alchemy, the ability to alchemize situations, transmute energy, whatever you want to call it. They're on the rise now. So the elementals even are here helping us to do that. So everybody here on board, on your world and on your planet and beyond, are helping and assisting divine feminine to kind of sort of get back on her feet again, because she's been, kept under the thumb and plowed under. I'm not saying every single male on your planet is like that. We're talking about a whole scope of energy where it's been promulgated, haven't heard that word in a long time, onto your world and onto your planet to destroy the elemental feminine line of time because she is divine. So, yeah, that's where that's coming from. And she's got nowhere to run. So, yeah, so if she behaved like a slave, she would be treated like a slave and thus go to her grave. Yeah, so slavery until death. I've told you numerous times how my mother wouldn't allow, my father was always getting me and my brothers to do all his work around the house. He was kind of a lazy guy. And he liked to play all the time. He was not a working type of a, soul, right? Or person. And, as a teenager, the schooling, and I had my boyfriend, and I had a life, and Dad just kept wanting to take me away from my studies and my schoolwork and um, everything in my life, to do his bidding and to do all his work for him so he didn't have to. And my mother finally stepped up. First time, I think the only time that I'm aware of, and she took him on. He's a very tall man, very big, tall, powerful man. He towered over everybody. And she said, you're not going to get her to do any more work for you. I was a teenager. She said she's going to be a slave for the rest of her life, and she's going to have this time free. And surprisingly, I thought Dad would blow up or do something against her and me. And he just sheepishly turned around and walked away. He never opposed her on that. Yeah, still don't know to this day why he did that, unless he was feeling guilty about, being called out, that, basically he's a slave driver. Yeah. So that's kind of how we've had it for a very long time here, and that's going to disappear. Okay. Again, I know not all men are like that, not all men think like that, but they've been brutally abandoned by their own higher light. So the brainwashing, the head job here, it's been done to the men, so that they think and view things in such a perverted way that they think they can get their way. They think they are superior, and not understanding the synergy of the masculine and feminine. Everything is masculine and feminine. Get rid of the right side of your body and see how long you're the left-hand side of your body, that's the yin side, and see how long you're going to last. You're not. Takes two, okay? Takes two halves of a whole. You have to work together. The brain is wired, as we all know, biologically different in the male than the female. There is a very good reason for that. Okay, so the part where the female has her strengths, the intuitive ability, so on and so forth. There's a ton. We've gone over this many times before. And the masculine, the protector of his divine feminine, he creates the children, etc., etc. It's a good synergy when it works. So, but that's been destroyed systematically over time, over years and years of abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. My father actually told my mother when he was retired, so in his 60s, he told my mother, and again, I may have told you this already, that the only reason he married her was because he knew he could control her. Yeah. She was devastated, and I thought, it's so obvious. How can you not see that? You can't see the forest for the trees, right? Have to have some distance from that. Yeah. Don't think they liked each other too much. Oh. Trying to control everything around you never works. It's going to backfire at some point in time. Okay. You've got to have that love real love, true, honest, respectful, divine love for each other to make it work. And you have to grow spiritually in tandem with each other, or that will split you apart as well. Can't tell you how many times I've seen couples where the woman starts to grow. It's usually the woman who grows spiritually first. And then if the man comes along with her, the marriage or the partnership can stay together. But if he fights it and he tries to control it and say, no, don't do that, they end up splitting up. You cannot match. You cannot attract two magnets. If they get too far apart, they will repel. And that's what happens. You repel each other. It just doesn't work anymore. You're not in sync. You have to have your frequencies in alignment to a certain amount for you to magnetize to each other and keep each other going. You're supposed to be a support system for each other. It takes two to tango. I keep hearing that. You can't tango alone. You can try, but yeah, it's not going to work. It's a beautiful thing when you see two people in sync doing the tango. It's just beautiful. He has his part, he leads. She has her part, and she follows. Why? So the two of them can actually dance together without killing each other on the dance floor. That's why. If you're not in sync with that kind of dance, you're going to get hurt and you're going to be on the floor. You may not dance anymore. Doesn't take much to knock you off balance. Okay, is there anything else? It's just stopping now. I'm not hearing anything. Anything more about our divine feminine race? Yes, it's being projected out into outer space. It's part of the new human race. Okay, so the divine feminine coming in alignment with the divine masculine through the heart chakra. That's what's going to align your present timeline to the divine. Okay, it all comes from the heart. If you're coming from those lower three chakras like you've been doing, like the root, the sexual centers, and the power over centers, it's not going to work anymore. It just ain't gonna function. How have you been liking it so far? It's not working, is it? Maybe some people individually here or there, but as a rule, for the vast majority, it's broken. It's been broken on purpose for a very long time to have you at odds with each other and fighting and corrupting this beautiful love light system that you have here. And creating children, you're raising them out of fear because it's domination. Whenever there's domination by anybody, that's a fear-based society. Okay, and that's what's been going on. Masculine overlord ruling over the woman. She's mine. She's my possession. I want her. Doesn't matter if she doesn't want me. I'll be whatever she wants to be for the first 3 months. And she'll agree to have me in her life, and then I'll just go back to being the way I've always been. A child. So it doesn't work, okay? The pattern is destructive, goes against your genes, your science, everything goes against any reliability. It's just a disastrous outcome now. But as we mentioned in last night's video, this part that we talked about with the violence against the women from the immigrants going into these other countries, that's just a little part of the plan, because as we said, Epstein started it. It's all about exposing the child sex trade and the heinous things that are done to the children. So first of all, I'm getting used to wrapping my mind around what all that nasty stuff on the island. Okay, now it's like, oh, here's an ideology that brutally rapes and murders women and children, and they think it's okay to do that, not understanding they're actually hurting themselves in the process. And then the next step is look at how many women are kidnapped, raped, tortured, passed around as chips. I'm hearing it, like I guess that means like in gambling, and yeah, or like pieces of money or coin or something like that, like devalued, feminine, divine feminine being as base as just a coin, right? Reduced to like a money. All of these lower ways of being are going to be brought into your viewing, your sight to see it. And it's more rampant than what you know or what you realize. And the damage intentionally done to the women and children are going to be brought back so that you can see this, understand it, and then work through all that pain and misery and bring you all back to your higher light. So you will get your respite and come out of your dark of night. And that's how we raise you up in your higher light. So all of this has to come out, and it is coming out, because again, several of the mainstream media news outlets were showing these vast, like hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands. I don't know, where do they get these statistics? But anyway, I'm just saying this is what I saw. Hundreds of thousands of women they're finding have been, carted off and enslaved in these sex trade businesses. Mafia's involved, top people running your world, on world and off. They all have a part to play. You're going to see it more. I'm hearing to say you're going to see it more and more every day. Okay, and that's what has to come out for you to see this. Oh, dear. No. Sometimes you just want to cry, right? Because it's so brutal. It's so appalling. It's like you just shake your head. How can anybody do that? Inhumanity against man. Isn't that what was in English lit? We used to learn yeah. Anyway, that's about all we got to say. Okay. So from there, as we said, the next stage in this progression of coming out of the dark of light into higher light, you're going to see more of the men starting to band together to protect their women and children. Then there's going to be an all-out explosive kind of, I'm hearing it as like a war within the cell light beings of higher light, because they're going to show and demonstrate how it is to be of higher might. Yeah, so we need the example of what is a higher way of living and being, so we can disrupt the lower way of being. Like, here's an example of a higher way of being. This is how you do it. And you see, you can replace the old way. It's not like that's the only way of living. No, there's a better way, and we're going to show you how. And this is what part of the official request has been going on from your planet to the angelic light, and they're starting to, teach how to do that. And they're stepping forward more and more. You're going to have more angelic planes of light, PLANES, to show you and how to give yourself your higher respite. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. We're speaking to you from your higher angelic light or might. So the divine masculine, bottom line, in other words, I take from that they will be retrained. Okay, this other way that you've been taught is very detrimental to your health and everybody else's. It's not working. Are we a happy couple? Are we a happy family? Are we a happy nation? Are we a happy world? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Let's ask all the billions of people. So there is a new way coming. It's on its way. It's being created now as we speak. And it's lifting you out of your darkness and bleak. So if you're feeling bleak, that's a word we haven't heard for a while. Yeah, this is all going to change by the middle of next week. Since when do we hear times? Not often, right? So, yes, I know July. I'd always heard last year, June 2026 was going to be a big month. Roller coaster ride coming. Got to go down, see how dark and dirty everything's been, and then come back up and then down. So it's a down and up period right now. Mother Earth is shaking off her shackles. She's moving on into 5D, and so are we. Okay? But the vast majority has to see this, understand this, and then work through it, because it's going to be traumatizing to some, and then begin to retrain yourself, reprogram yourself in a higher way, so you can live a happy, loving, kind, abundant, compassionate life rather than one of soreness and strife. Different words in here today. Well, so much for that being a quick little video, right? Seemed to go on for a long time. There's so much to say about divine masculine and divine feminine, but bottom line, retraining time. That's what we're in, retraining time for everybody. And that's the lower way is going to be bottoming out and gone. And we're rising up into our new dawn. Yeah. I think that's it. I'm not hearing any more. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Oh, yeah. I did see that there's a conjunction tomorrow and the 4th of July between Mars and Uranus. That's supposed to be something explosive, so be careful. Make sure that you're careful wherever you go. You can be prone to accidents or anything explosive. I mean, if you look at all the past timelines of when this happened astrologically, this is when, bombs were dropped and all kinds of stuff we don't want to talk about, right? But, so be careful, watch your step, keep your head down. Don't go into road rage or do anything silly that could get you into trouble. It's going to be hard. I'm hearing dodging the bullets anyway. And that it can be literal, but it can be energetic as well. Somebody gets riled up and is mad at you, and they don't do anything physical, but they could be sending those darts, energetically. So protect yourself on all levels, is what I'm getting. So July, yeah. July, it's big. This month is big. 2027 is bigger. And yeah, we'll see how quickly all of this gets changed around, okay? Because this is the time. All right, we're done. Just gotta find all my stuff here. Woo, I'm getting lost in the sun here. If you do want to book an appointment with us, I'm no longer offering in-person sessions. Strictly the audio video calls now, except of course if you do long distance, and that's where I tune in, do the work, and then send you an email. So we don't talk. There's no. I just do the work from here. Give you all the information of what happened during the session, And that's pretty much it. But all the rest, if you want energy healing, energy readings, energy mentoring, or mediumship, I get people asking for that, and I never even think of it because that's just part of, a regular session. But if you specifically, that's all you want, sort of thing. I just thought I'd just say that, yeah, we do that. We do it all here. So www.healingourenergy.ca, and you can book your appointment there. Love you always. Take care of yourselves and others, and we shall speak with you again. All right. Good night. Bye for now.